The story begins with two buses driving down a road. Most of the passengers on these buses are girls who are on their way to college or class. Among them is a sweet girl named Mitsuko. Mitsuko is quietly absorbed in writing something in her notebook. Just then, her friends interrupt her, saying, "What do you keep writing all the time? You should try to enjoy yourself once in a while. Look how happy everyone else is." Saying this, one of her friends snatches her notebook away. In the rush to grab the notebook, Mitsuko's pen falls to the floor. She gets a little visibly frustrated and bends down to pick up the fallen writing pen. As soon as Mitsuko bends down to pick up her pen, a mysterious and invisible force suddenly rushes past at an incredibly high rate of speed. In a terrifying instant, both buses are sliced cleanly in half, and all the girls are cut along with them. When Mitsuko slowly stands up, she is left completely breathless by the horrifying and gruesome scene in front of her. She realizes that she survived only because she was bent down. Trembling with fear, she runs out of the bus. It is then revealed that this deadly attack was not carried out by a person, but by the wind itself. That mysterious wind now starts chasing Mitsuko. Seeing this, Mitsuko panics and starts running. While running, she sees 4 more girls. She shouts loudly, telling them to duck, but by then, it is already too late. In an instant, the wind slices through them as well. However, Mitsuko somehow manages to save one girl's life. Just then, they notice some girls riding by on bicycle. Mitsuko tries to warn them as well, but the wind launches the same terrifying attack on them too. The girl whom Mitsuko had just saved is also killed by that invisible wind. Seeing this, Mitsuko becomes terribly frightened and starts running in all directions. While running, she reaches a riverbank. Seeing the scene there, she is shocked out of her wits. There are several mutilated corpses in the river, all victims of that deadly wind. In an effort to conceal her identity, she quickly changes into the tattered clothes of a dead girl. Shortly after this occurs, Mitsuko arrives at a school where a large number of other girls have already gathered. When Mitsuko arrives at the school, she notices that the girls' uniforms there are completely different from hers. She becomes certain that she is not a student of this school. Just then, a girl comes up to her and, smiling, asks, "Are you okay?" Mitsuko is stunned because the girl looks just like her best friend. Confused, Mitsuko asks her, "Are you really my best friend?" In fact, Mitsuko herself can't understand what is happening. She is in shock. It is then revealed that Mitsuko and her friend love each other very much. Suddenly, a strong wind starts blowing again, and frightened, Mitsuko quickly runs inside the building. Her best friend can't understand what's going on and asks her, "Why are you so scared? What happened?" That's when Mitsuko tells her everything, how that dangerous wind killed her friends on the bus. Upon hearing these words, her friend leads her gently to the window, puts her hand out into the night air and says, "Look, it's just the wind. There is absolutely nothing for you to be afraid of." But Mitsuko's heart was still very uneasy. Gradually, Mitsuko starts to feel a bit more at ease. She begins to slowly think that maybe it was all just a terrifyingly bad dream. Her trusted best friend calls 2 of their other close female classmates, and together they make a detailed plan to lock the classroom and go outside. As soon as the 4 of them try to step out, their stern teacher suddenly arrives and catches them in the act. All 4 of them panic and run away from there. Running, they all reach the edge of a lake. There, Mitsuko's best friend tells the others about the dreamlike incident that happened to her. Just then, one girl says, "Maybe all of this is real. Like, there's a mirror world where everything is reversed." Saying this, she throws a small stone into the still pond and says, "Look, I threw a stone, but maybe in that other alternate world, I didn't do it." Just then, a crocodile suddenly emerges from the pond and drags one of the girls in, eating her. Seeing this, everyone is terrified. The very same young girl then explains to him, "I told you before, what happens in this world doesn't happen exactly the same in the other, and what happens there also has a significant effect here." The girl says, perhaps it is possible that the hungry crocodile actually ate her in that other world. Here, everything is fine. Right then, near the lake, they see a bed. All 4 girls start playing with the pillow on the bed, laughing. Just then, 2 more girls are watching them from a distance. One of them is wearing a bridal dress, because the two of them had married each other. One of the girls says with determination, "We absolutely have to do something that is completely impossible in the other world. Only then can we truly escape from this place. Maybe our fate is already decided for us, but it is ultimately in our own hands to change it." After this realization, all the girls return to the school building and slowly go back to their class to attend the next scheduled lecture. Mitsuko suddenly notices a soft pillow lying on the floor. As soon as she bends down low to pick it up, her teacher suddenly pulls out a lethal gun and starts firing wildly in the classroom. As soon as Mitsuko picks up the pillow and looks up again, she is completely shocked and horrified. All the young girls in the entire class have been killed instantly, but Mitsuko survives once again, just like she did in her very strange and terrifying dream. Her teacher comes up to her and says, "You?" The teacher angrily says to Mitsuko, "How dare you try to close the class? Your death is certain too." Just then, two additional schoolgirls suddenly arrive and desperately attempt to rescue Mitsuko and escape, but a different teacher unexpectedly appears and kills both of the girls. The surviving group of students who were still alive desperately flee from the premises of the school along with Mitsuko, but all the teachers suddenly open fire upon the fleeing group. As soon as the girls step outside, that same deadly wind returns and viciously slashes through every single one of them. In the end, Mitsuko is left alone once again. Mitsuko runs away from there, and after passing through a very crowded area, she finally reaches the local police station. She tells the police officers everything that happened, but the policewoman looks at her in complete surprise and says, "You are not even wearing your school uniform." Then she places a mirror in front of Mitsuko. As soon as Mitsuko sees herself in the mirror, she is shocked. Her face and clothes had completely changed. People were no longer calling her Mitsuko, but by some other name. At that moment, the police officer tells her that she's about to get married and starts taking her to the wedding. Every single person around is looking at her. As soon as Mitsuko arrives at the church, people start congratulating her. Her best friend is also present there. Frightened, Mitsuko asks her, "What is happening to me?" Her friend immediately says, "Stay quiet for now. We are under someone's control. Just do exactly as I said." Then she carefully helps Mitsuko put on the wedding dress and gently tells her to move forward. As Mitsuko slowly heads towards the wedding ceremony, all the girls present there start mocking her. Seeing this, her loyal best friend gets very angry and starts killing them one by one. As Mitsuko moves forward, she suddenly realizes that instead of a groom, there is a coffin placed on the stage. As soon as the coffin opens, a large pig comes out of it. Seeing this, Mitsuko gets terribly frightened and attacks it with a broken bottle lying nearby. Panic breaks out. Mitsuko and her best friend run away from there as fast as they can. At the church gate, two girls try to stop them, but Mitsuko's friend takes them out as well. Mitsuko now runs alone in another direction because she is now completely convinced that Mitsuko now clearly feels that something very strange is happening to her. As she moves forward, she looks at herself in a mirror and finds that her face and clothes have changed once again. Now she finds herself on a racing track where a race is about to begin. Some girls come up to her and say, "You're an amazing racer, so why are you just standing there? Run." Mitsuko starts running and suddenly feels a great strength within herself. She tries her best to win. While running, she also sees her dead friends who lost their lives at the school. At that moment, Mitsuko's best friend also arrives there. Both of them see that the same pig and the women who stopped them at the church are now coming towards them. Frightened, both of them start running away quickly. On the way, some girls say to Mitsuko, "Get out of this world or you'll get trapped too." While running, Mitsuko reaches a deserted, dark place. Some girls are standing in uniform. They all say to Mitsuko, "We are all dead. Now we will kill you too." But just then, Mitsuko's best friend steps in. Mitsuko's best friend kills that girl and takes Mitsuko away from there. While running, she says to Mitsuko, "Shout your name out loud." Frightened, Mitsuko shouts her name loudly several times. Suddenly, she returns to her real self once again. Her dear friend shows her hand and says, "Please remove this mysterious wire from my hand. Only then will I truly be able to get out of this strange world." But Mitsuko gets incredibly scared that pulling the wire might accidentally kill her friend because she loved her very much. Mitsuko loved her friend very much. so she hesitated and didn't want to pull the wire at all, fearing the consequences. But after her friend insisted repeatedly, she reluctantly pulls the wire. As soon as the wire is removed, her best friend's body splits into two parts. Mitsuko is in shock when she suddenly sees a gate nearby. When she steps out through that door, she sees that she has now entered the world of men. There, she sees huge posters of herself, which some boys are looking at. Just then, a boy comes up to her and says, "You are in the future now." Hearing this, Mitsuko faints. A little while later, when she regains consciousness, Mitsuko moves forward and sees an old man sitting and playing a game. On the screen, the same character appears, looking exactly like Mitsuko does at that moment. Seeing Mitsuko, the old man smiles and says, "I am the one who created this game, and I control all of you. You actually died a long time ago, but I recreated you from your DNA." Hearing this, Mitsuko realizes that she is actually part of a game. She thinks maybe she can return to her real world, but just then, a man comes and grabs her hand. That man calls Mitsuko over to him. The old man tells her to complete the final level. Mitsuko slowly moves forward, and just then she suddenly remembers exactly what her close friend had said to her. If you do something in this world that is completely impossible in the other world, you can finally be free. Thinking about this deeply, Mitsuko suddenly starts violently strangling the old man and says, "Stop it right now. Stop playing these games with all of us." Then she picks up his cane and stabs herself in the stomach with it. She passes away right before his eyes. The old man is completely and utterly devastated to see all this, because he had never in his wildest dreams imagined it would actually happen. The old man could never have imagined that Mitsuko would take such a drastic and irreversible step. This act of hers completely changes her fate, even though she meets her tragic end within the digital game world. In the real world, she remains alive and well. It is then clearly demonstrated that Mitsuko's other characters also managed to find a way to terminate their lives in some way and successfully exit the game. In the next scene, Mitsuka is shown lying in a snowy place where she has returned to her real world. With this perplexing story comes to an end. If you want to know the stories of more such mystery and thriller movies, be sure to write next in the comments. Thank you for watching.